house arrest after he was charged, along with Pooh Shiesty last week, on kidnapping and robbery charges. The Big 30's attorney says that he expects to appeal. Fox 13 told you this morning that a judge in North Texas ordered Pooh Shiesty's dad, Lontrell Williams Sr., to be brought back to Dallas after he was also granted house arrest in Memphis. Fox 13's investigative reporter Kayla Solomon joins us live downtown at the federal court. Kayla, it was a packed courtroom for today's hearing.
Yeah, Darcy, and a number of them were family members, loved ones, supporters of Big 30. Ultimately, a judge decided to assign him a $100,000 bail amount with standard bond conditions like a curfew as well as an ankle monitor. But I heard from his attorney, Arthur Horn, who tells me he's expecting an appeal soon.
Here's a young man that has turned his life around and is trying to make something of himself, and unfortunately has gotten himself caught up in a situation that has nothing to do with him.
Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, was given a $100,000 bail by a federal judge with standard bond conditions. But attorney Arthur Horn says the fight to keep him out of custody isn't over.
Going to file an appeal, and they're going to appeal the judge's decision, and we will have to have another detention hearing in Texas on the same facts, just like you saw today.
Right. Of Wright's co-defendants, Memphis rapper Lontrell Williams Jr., or Pooh Shiesty, was signed to Gucci Mane's label 1017 Records. Prosecutors say the incident started when the rapper asked to be released from his recording contract, and Gucci Mane said no. Horn says Big 30 has nothing to do with that.
He has no interest in whether Pooh Shiesty has a contract with 1017 or he doesn't. They're going to make music together regardless.
Horn says he's ready to see how this case plays out in Texas.
I think the interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Kayla Solomon reporting live downtown tonight. Thank you, Kayla.
On top of all that, the rapper known as Pooh Shiesty's dad will go back to Texas. The prosecutors told the judge they want Lontrell Williams Sr. kept in custody in the next week. They say they'll have to file a release order and have it revoked. In the meantime, the judge ordered Williams Sr. to be taken to Dallas. Williams Sr. will file a response the week after that.
All right, y'all, listen to this. Welcome back to the channel. So Fox 13 Memphis and Action News 5 both broke down the situation around Pooh Shiesty's father and his bond terms, because now he's got to show up in Texas even though that bond was originally granted in Memphis. But hold up, in Texas, it's not that simple. He's gonna have to restart the entire bond process from scratch. And in just a second, I'm about to tap into this TMZ report to highlight key details, especially since they spoke with Brad Cohan, Big 30's lawyer, who's been in this field plenty of times defending high-profile names. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I meant to cover this yesterday, but I was tied up working on other videos. I was out moving around, handling business, running errands, but trust me, I had to circle back and bring y'all this update. And yeah, you heard it right, that was Big 30's lawyer speaking, straight out of his own mouth. I didn't personally see it myself, but he claims that Gucci Mane said he is not cooperating with the federal government in any way, shape, or form. Girl, that's a big statement. Now remember, we already saw what was written in that federal complaint they released. They alleged that he identified Pooh Shiesty and Big 30. But I had to come on here and update y'all because now the narrative is shifting. And according to that lawyer, there's zero cooperation happening. They're also saying a lot of this case is being pieced together by federal investigators behind the scenes. And get this, you won't believe it, there's still no actual video evidence that clearly shows them carrying out this robbery. Now listen closely. This part right here gets real interesting. They're also saying they don't even have Big 30's phone, even though they're accusing him of recording everything as a way to lock in Gucci Mane on camera so he couldn't later deny signing that contract. And that right there is being pushed as the main alleged motive behind this entire situation. And the report goes on to say this. It claims Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane were absolutely involved in some kind of incident the day Gucci was reportedly kidnapped at gunpoint. But hold up, the version laid out in that federal complaint might not be as solid as it sounds. At least, that's what the defense attorneys for two of the accused are saying. One of those lawyers, Arthur Horn Jr., who represents Big 30, says his client will be pleading not guilty and is denying every allegation listed in the charges and documents. He admits there was some type of situation between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane, but insists Big 30 was only there at the studio to work on music. According to him, Gucci was already in Dallas and just pulled up to the studio, where things allegedly went left during a conversation between Pooh Shiesty, his father, Lontrell Williams Sr., and Gucci Mane. Now the government is telling a completely different story.
In the federal complaint, they claim Pooh Shiesty wanted out of his deal and, along with others, forced Gucci at gunpoint to sign release paperwork. Yeah, that's serious. Horn also says it's being alleged that while Pooh Shiesty was locked up, Gucci made around $25 million off his music, which adds a whole new layer to this. We also reached out to Pooh Shiesty's attorney, Bradford Cohen, who says the prosecution's case might not hold up under close examination. He stated they plan to review the accuracy of the alleged victim's statements in the complaint and what those individuals actually told investigators. And he even added that he's not convinced those people said what the indictment claims they did. So now you gotta wonder, did the feds stretch some of this? Did those statements really happen like that? And were authorities even contacted immediately? At the end of the day, it's still innocent until proven guilty for everyone involved. What they do have, though, is evidence placing them at the scene. They also reportedly recovered a hoodie connected to one of the individuals seen on camera. And yeah, we've all seen those photos. Listen to this, with them wearing watches and jewelry, which could end up being important depending on how this plays out. So at this point, that's pretty much where things stand right now. But hold up, they're also hit with federal conspiracy charges, and y'all already know how conspiracy works. Sometimes just being close to the situation is enough for them to pull you all the way in. That's just how the feds operate in cases like this. But on the flip side, the defense is coming with a whole different energy. They're basically saying, where's the real proof at? No physical evidence, no clear video, just back and forth claims. So now it turns into their word versus ours, and that's where things get tricky. And it also makes you wonder, did Gucci Mane and everyone involved actually say everything that's being claimed? A lot is happening behind the scenes, and I'm trying to make sure every angle is covered. At the end of the day, it's still innocent until proven guilty. The feds definitely stirred everything up and got the whole internet talking, including me. But now, I'm stepping back to really see how this unfolds. Meanwhile, Pooh Shiesty is still moving on a whole different level. The music is going even crazier right now despite everything going on. And then you've got Big 30. Yeah, that clip of him on the yard went viral quickly. That video was all over social media and blogs yesterday. People kept sending it to me and I'm like, hold up, what is really going on? Everything is unfolding in real time right in front of us. Even 21 Savage jumped in, vibing to First Day Out, and you already know how fast the blogs ran with that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay locked in for more updates.